Check, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Turn it up.
Welcome to the Foreclosure Deals Coach podcast.
The tides are turning. The time is now.
Your home for the mindset, methodology, and tools needed to invest in foreclosures.
Don't you dare buy a house, buy a deal. You need to get into this right now.
Yeah.
And now your host, the Foreclosure Deals Coach, Donnie Corum.
Hello and welcome back to the Foreclosure Deals Coach podcast. I am your host and Foreclosure Deals Coach, Donnie Corum, recording from our studios in downtown Denver with my main man and producer, Mr. Jonathan Winston. How's life, Jake?
It's really good, man. We talked about last time, the bachelor pad's looking pretty smooth. I got a new piece for my home recording studio. So now I can monitor all my music through my Rockets and just play it out and just get all the levels and things right. So I'm feeling pretty good this last week.
I love it, man. Hey, I got to give you a shout out on that new intro. Y'all loving that new intro or what? I'm just telling you, that is hot.
We got to work that. We got to sound it smooth.
That intro is hot, man. I'm talking I don't know where you got that voice guy, but he's got an incredible voice. That's me. All right, let's get to it. We can't have fun on the Foreclosure Deals Coach podcast. When can we have fun? Listen, guys, we're going to be talking a lot about mindset on the show because, as you know from the intro, we discussed the mindset methodology and tools to be a successful foreclosure investor. Now, here's the thing about that. I talk to a lot of people, potential coaching clients, people who are currently investing, sometimes just offering my advice. I'm all over Bigger Pockets, one of my favorite groups out there. There's a billion wholesaling groups out there in Facebook land that I like to visit frequently and just help people out. Because I'll be straight with you. I like having clients. I like having people who take my advice specifically, but I really just want to help. Okay, the purpose of this podcast was to get the word out there that the market is changing, but I can tell you one thing that I encounter very often is a problem with mindset. So we're going to discuss mindset quite a bit, but in true Foreclosure Deals Coach fashion, we got to start this off with our foreclosure news article of the week, and we're going to take you way back in time today. You ready to go back in time, Jay?
Hey, man, I was watching Back to the Future the other day, so let's do it.
1981, right? You got to hit, what was the speed? You had to
88,
88, baby. I bet you couldn't get a DeLorean to 88 right now if your life depended on it. Those things were pieces of junk. Anyway, let's just keep going. So, back in time now, come with me. It's 2008. Investment News reports foreclosure rates jump 7% in May. Now, if you're an often listener to this show, you've heard over and over again bringing you current news about how foreclosure rates have been down. Things in general are looking pretty dismal in the foreclosure market in the sense that most people are able to sell their houses and things are going well. But this article published by Investment News back on June 13th, 2008, go ahead and hit up the show notes and the Foreclosure Deals Coach page. Check out this article because they started to report that U.S. foreclosures jumped 7% in May, the third consecutive month of increases in foreclosure rates. The data was from Realty Track, based out of Irvine, California, and they were seeing a month-over-month increase of 7% in foreclosures. Now, am I telling you this because I want that to happen? No, I'm telling you this because the news is currently reporting that there's a problem brewing, right? We've got this coronavirus thing going on. We know unemployment is at all-time highs. Interest rates are still stupid low, right? So it's a good time to finance a property. But there are articles popping up here and there saying that the foreclosure market is starting to take a turn upward, meaning we're going to see more of those, okay? So this article was actually 2 years later than the crisis actually started. See, '08 was the beginning of acknowledging there was a problem. Okay, but '06, '07, for anybody who's in the real estate market, was actually living with the problem. I was a young real estate agent just getting started, and I'm hanging out at the water cooler, and it was Heritage Realty at the time, I'll never forget. People are in the hallway going, oh my God, it's so slow. I can't sell any houses. I've been doing well for years, and now things have gotten very difficult. Now, I was struggling with that because I was having the best year of my life. Like leading up into '08, I was selling so many foreclosure listings that this news was not news to me. When this came out, I was already 2 years ahead of the game, okay? So my point in sharing all of this with you, mindset now, is to understand that by the time the news reports the word of foreclosure market, you're already 2 years past the catalyst that forced us into that. Does that make sense?
For sure.
So what is the catalyst that's going to push us into a foreclosure marketplace? What is the thing that's going to move us over the edge? Now, you can speculate all you want, like interest rates going up, but I can tell you we're already in that catalyst right now. It is happening as we speak today. COVID-19, coronavirus, the Rona, whatever you're trying to call it, okay, is going to be the catalyst that moves us over. Why? Because market conditions have changed? Absolutely, positively not. Let me tell you, we are selling houses faster than ever. We're selling them for above asking price. The market as it sits today is absolutely, positively fine, if not better than fine. So it ain't that, at least not today. But something had to change. In every market all across the country, we have a consistency in that properties are overpriced. Would you agree with that? If you're looking at properties right now going, I cannot believe houses in this area, this zip code, are going for $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, then you're already feeling that, okay? That's a market sentiment. It's got to be backed up with actual data before you can act on it, okay? The problem with moving on market sentiment is much like buying or selling stock based on emotion, okay? You don't buy Apple stock based on how you feel about Apple. If you do that, you're going to lose some money. So you don't trade real estate based on how you feel about real estate. You got to back it up with actual market data. But the market data is not going to come in for several years after the crisis has started. Okay? So it's so important to note that this article was already telling a future that already passed. By the time you see this in the press saying that foreclosures have increased month over month or year over year, you've missed some of the best opportunity in foreclosure buying in market history. And I'm telling you, as it sits today, it's happening right now.
Don't miss out.
Don't miss out, because we do this show because we want you to not miss out and be 2 years from today. We're having this conversation in 2022, and you're going, man, I wish I'd gotten into that foreclosure action.
Dude, I'm trying to be pulling up on you in a Mercedes, AMG 63 coupe.
Got it all picked out. That's nice.
You should have done it, man. You should have been in the foreclosure market a couple of years ago.
Because you had your shot. Right, you could be Jay right now. See what I'm saying? And these are the things that you got to get into it. But why aren't you doing it? Well, I can tell you 90% of the people I talk to, again, as coaching clients, potential coaching clients, people I'm just trying to help out, listeners of the show who are asking questions, 98% of them are struggling with one thing, and that's the number one thing we discuss on the show. It's the mindset of foreclosure investing. So to fix that, to try to get through the mindset piece, listen, not all of you are going to become coaching students. Some of you aren't that serious, shooting straight with you. This is just entertainment for you, and I love that. I appreciate that this entertains you. Some of you are going to say, I don't have enough money to be in coaching, or I can't buy houses, or my credit's not good, yada, yada. And others still are ready to act today. But all of you got to get your mind right. So a book that I'm going to highly recommend to you, and all I'm going to recommend, but if you'll stay tuned to the end of the show, I'm going to help you to get a copy of it, is Think and Grow Rich. Have you heard of the book, Think and Grow Rich?
Yeah, man, it's one of my favorites.
All right, see, incredible book, right? But if you go through the list of any hyper-successful person, right, if you get the top 100 successful people and get their top 100 books, I'd be willing to bet Think and Grow Rich is going to show up in that list 90 times out of the 100.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right? So a lot of people thought about getting the book. A lot of people have considered getting the book. Most people have not read the book. That's just fact, okay? And I can tell within a 30-second conversation with somebody about Think and Grow Rich whether or not they've read the book. So I'm going to tell you, that book was absolutely life-changing for me. I probably read it for the first time, I'd say 10 years ago, maybe 12 years ago. I try to read it at least once a year, at very worst, every other year. I get that book out and I read it, and just about a week ago, I'm sitting down in the living room, I go, I'm going to read Think and Grow Rich. It hit me again, I got to read this book, okay? And one of the things that I really love about it, and he has this whole section in there, Napoleon Hill goes to the whole section about sexual energy, and it gets a little wacky towards the middle of the book. He was like, all right, man, I see where you're going with that. Sexual energy is important. The woman that you're with is going to really dictate it. But he spent way more time on that than I thought that he was going to, right?
Oh, man. had some stuff going on back in the day.
I don't think he was getting any, to be honest with you. I think the problem was Napoleon was he was in a drought. You know.
You had to explain it away somehow.
I'm sure he's good. I'm sure he's good now. He's doing all right. But the chapter that I really liked was he talks about meeting with his imaginary counsel, right? So he's in this imaginary room every single day, he closes his eyes, and he's got Abraham Lincoln in there. He's got Thomas Edison in there. He's got John Adams in there, one of the founders of our country, right? And he's meeting with this invisible council of superstars, right? And what I love is he says, Lincoln shows up to the meeting late every time. He walks around with his hands behind his back like he owns the place, like he's in charge. Then finally he sits down, then he don't say nothing, right? He finds Lincoln annoying, but he knows that Lincoln can offer him a lot of good advice, right? So the point I'm sharing with you guys right now is, who is your invisible counsel? Who are you taking advice from? And with all due respect to your parents, your friends, your family members who are out there, if they are making less than you are financially, if they're not where you are in life, are you currently getting your opinion of how real estate works, how finance works from somebody who's broke right now? Now I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm a multimillionaire, okay? What I will tell you is, over the past 15 years that I've been at this, I've flipped over 300 properties, either with myself or with my clients. Hi, this is Donnie Coram, your foreclosure deals coach. One of the things we talk about on the show is the importance of great foreclosure data in helping you to find a great deal on a foreclosure property. But where do you find this data? You're certainly not going to find it on Realtor.com. You can't get it on your local MLS. So we have partnered with data provider Foreclosures.com to get you the latest and greatest in foreclosure listings right there in your local market. These properties are not hit the market in most cases, and when they have been foreclosed, gives you easy access to find out more detail so you can get the best deal on a foreclosure property. Getting started is super easy. Head on out to foreclosuredealscoach.com and click on the link labeled foreclosure list. Enter your zip code for a free 7-day trial of the best foreclosure listing data available in your local market. These properties are not even on the market yet, so you can get a jump on them and get a great deal. Once again, this is Donnie Coram, your foreclosure deals coach. We'll look forward to seeing you there. A large majority of those were bank-owned foreclosures, not all of them. Again, not all deals are foreclosures, and not all foreclosures are deals, right? Keep that in mind. But a lot of them were foreclosures because banks generally want to get rid of their extra inventory. They are motivated sellers in the sense that they do not want to own that property. They certainly do not want to fix that property. All they want to do is sell it and get it off the books, okay? So who's on your invisible counsel? I'd like to be either part of your invisible counsel or part of your real world counsel to help you through it. So in one capacity or another, I want you to hear my voice right now. The only reason you have not been successful in real estate investing is the exact same reason you've not been successful in anything else you were truly passionate about doing, and it's because you didn't take the first step. And you didn't take the first step because something was off in your mindset, right? There was an excuse somewhere in there. You want to get buff, you want to be able to bench 320 pounds, but you don't go to the gym. It's probably not going to happen. That's fact, right? You want to talk to the pretty girl across the bar, but you hesitate and delay, right? And you just don't do it. Pretty girl or guy. I know a lot of our listeners are ladies. I'm sorry for leaving you guys out. We don't want to leave you all out because I've had some great conversations with powerhouse women in foreclosure investing. Whatever your mindset shift is, it's because you have not gotten something right upstairs that you're not doing this. It is not the finance. I know right now you're thinking I'm broke. You're broke because you haven't made the right choices to not be broke anymore. Okay, so I work with people from various stages of life, people who are just doing their first wholesale deal, they're just getting started, they don't know where to go, right? On up to people who are already millionaires in their own right, either through stock investing or whatever, who are now expanding their portfolio, and everywhere in between. And I can tell you the one common theme to everybody who is successful in this is to get their mindset right. So if you haven't read Think and Grow Rich, there's a pretty good shot your mindset is off right now. Because you're still thinking like a broke person. You're still thinking there's no deals out there in the marketplace. Listen, we are literally buying, and one investment group alone, one client alone is buying 4 houses a month, 50 deals a year with an after profit. I mean, after paying the agents, after doing the rehab, after all the interest fees, walking away with $25,000 per deal, times 50 deals a year. That's $1.25 million a year. And you're telling me that the only thing you can do is maintain your $40,000 to $50,000 a year job? I can't believe that. You got to step it up. And the reason you got to step it up is because you haven't got your mind right. You don't have to have the money right now. As a matter of fact, you're not going to get the money till your brain is ready to receive that. So, how do we get your brain set up to do that? Well, there are some really powerful business coaches out there. Tony Robbins is one of my favorite. Brian Tracy, you've got a bunch of people out there who are guiding people along the way. But I can tell you, as true of pretty much all knowledge known to mankind, somewhere in the depths of a book has been written the words that you need to hear to get you to the next level. And I believe that that book is going to be Think and Grow Rich for a lot of you. Okay, so whether you've read it or not, I want you to do me a huge favor. I want you to go read that book. Now, I know what you're thinking, man. Like, I don't want to. It's about 260 pages long. You know, it's a long book because a lot of stuff. Our attention spans have been dropped down to gnat level, right? So you've got to dedicate the time to actually read this book, and I'm going to do you a solid here, okay? I want you to head on out to foreclosuredealscoach.com. I told you if you hung on for the entire show, I was going to give you a bonus today, and here's the bonus. You can go to Amazon.com right now and buy a copy of Think and Grow Rich for about $8 to $12, which, to be honest with you, is probably the best investment all of you all have made in a very long time. But because I love you guys, because I love my listeners here at the Foreclosure Deals Coach podcast, because I know that you're struggling with mindsets. I talk to so many of you. I just don't know where to turn, Donnie. I don't know how to get my head into this game. I know I want to do this. I don't want to get started. I'm going to get you a free copy of Think and Grow Rich PDF version, so you still got to read it, okay? If you're an Audible person like myself, you prefer audiobooks, you have to pay for the book. But I'm going to get you a PDF copy of it absolutely free, my gift to you for listening to the show. To get a copy of it, I want you to go to foreclosuredealscoach.com. That's a messenger bot. That's a URL that directs you right into our messenger bot, okay? It gets some information from you. We're going to get your email address from you, and then I'm going to ship you that PDF. No cost to you. Now, what do I want? I want you to get your mindset right. And when your mindset is right, when you believe that you are ready to take a step to change your family tree, listen, if your parents were poor and your grandparents were poor and your great-grandparents were poor and you're sitting around going, I don't know why I'm poor, I know why you're poor. I know why your life is the way it is right now, because everyone generationally has passed on this mindset of this is how it's supposed to be. This is the world you're supposed to live in. And I got to tell you, as a guy who's been on that side, I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. Both of my parents were ex-military, and God bless them, they worked their asses off to provide for us. I'm the oldest of 4 boys. Okay, and I distinctly remember my dad, between his military gig, working at Baskin Robbins in the evenings to make ends meet. And I loved it because I would be at home, he'd bring home ice cream, and me and the other kids would be standing up front. My dad had free ice cream for me and all my friends. I felt like a baller, right? But that's what it took for many of you guys who are in the military now. Thank you so much for your service. But let's face it, when you're just getting started out in that role, even with a dual military family, money is tight, right? So we didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. I remember being told there's no milk in the fridge to put on the cereal. You better put some water on that cereal.
Right.
That's just see, when I actually saw that on the show, I was like, it wasn't just me. I was like
I haven't had to put water on my cereal yet, but
I was like, damn, it was satisfying that somebody else had to go through that. So that made me feel good. Anyway, I didn't grow up rich. I grew up with a mindset of you can become whoever you want to become. Right? And then I added on to that mindset pieces through studying Think and Grow Rich, through studying from Tony Robbins, one of my favorite books, Awaken the Giant Within. Okay, and what I want to do now is work with people who are looking to get help in changing their mindset. Now, I am not a licensed counselor, and I have no desire to know what struggles you went through when you were 12 years old, right? I don't care. I'm not trying to be rude. That's not what I'm here for. I'm the foreclosure deals coach. Right? But every morning, I've got some experience in taking sales reps. I ran a team of sales reps, 12 of them at my peak, at my team in Colorado Springs, Colorado. We'd start at 8 o'clock in the morning sharp. We did some mindset stuff, some positive focus, and I would drill into their heads, you can be something, you can be somebody. Then we would get on the phone, we'd spend 3 to 4 hours making phone calls, and I would go out on listing appointments, and we were crushing it. I was in the top 1% of real estate agents in Colorado Springs for years on end because I understand what it takes to keep people and get people motivated. Okay, and I can help you with that as well. Step one is you got to take the first step, because what I have found is everybody that I bring my advice to who is not ready to receive it, not only does not receive it, but lives to resent me for it later. Right? Because you get into the head of somebody who doesn't want you inside their head. They go, why is this guy trying to motivate me? Bro, like I like having this broken down El Camino, right? This is the life I want. How dare you question me, bro? You don't know what it's like in these streets.
I know.
You're from Highlands Ranch, bro. Like, it ain't that gangsta. This is bottom line, right? Whatever struggles you're going through, wherever you're at, I want you to get started right now. So here's how we're going to do it. We're going to make this crystal clear. Don't tell me. Don't you dare message me and say, I don't know how I could get this book or make the change. I still don't know where to get started. Next one of you comes up is like, I don't know where to get started. You better make sure you do it via text. Okay, because I'm going to grab you. I'm going to shake you a little bit. I don't believe in violence, but I'm going to grab you. I'm going to shake you.
He's willing to break social distancing standards to get you in the right mindset.
Totally. I'm going to grab and shake the crap out of you, right? Foreclosuredealscoach.com, keyword think. You're going to put in the keyword think. You can remember that, because if you ain't thinking, we don't need you on the show, man. That's just reality. I need to get in your head right now. What are you thinking about right now? I'd be willing to bet it has something to do with coronavirus or some girl you try to hook up with, right? Or how many likes you're getting on your Facebook post, how many followers you got on Instagram. Nothing at all is going to make you any money at all. But this one step could absolutely change your family tree. It could put you at a spot where you've got more rental income than you have work income. It could put you in a situation where your children, I got 3 little girls and I am dedicated to one thing, making sure they are set up for the rest of their lives, period. Okay? And you can get there too, but we got to get inside your head. Hopefully this show helps a little bit, but to really dive deep, I want you to head out to foreclosuredealscoach.com. The messenger bot will pop up. It will ask you for a keyword. You need to put in think. THINK, and at Think, it's going to get your email address and get you subscribed to my emails that will be coming out to you, and most importantly, I'm going to send you a free copy of Think and Grow Rich, the PDF version that I want you to read. I want you to read the book. Okay? And most importantly, when you're done with all of that, or even before you're done with all of that, if you really believe you're going to do this, I want you to join the Foreclosure Deals Coach Insider Group. That's Foreclosure Deals Coach Insiders. So just add that on. Go on Facebook and search for that. Join up. There's a couple of key questions that you've got to answer. And if I don't get the answers I want, we're not letting you in the group. Don't take offense to that. This is an exclusive private group for people who want to change their lives through foreclosure investing. Step 1, think. Foreclosure Deals Coach, keyword think. Step 2, join up the Foreclosure Deals Coach Insider Group. Let's start up a discussion and see how we can help you to beat the mindset problems that have stopped you from doing this. All right, we're a little over time. Okay, but I get a little passionate about the mindset part of this because for me, it's the most frustrating part. Okay, the most frustrating part because most people, it's not the money. It is clearly how they are thinking and going through their day. So I beg you to think and grow rich. Grab this book. Let's get started. With that, this is Donnie Corum, your Foreclosure Deals Coach, reminding you foreclosuredealscoach.com, keyword think, and we'll see you in the Foreclosure Deals Coach Insider Group. But don't forget, don't you dare forget, don't you buy a house out there, buy a deal.
Want more of the Foreclosure Deals Coach? Hit subscribe and stay tuned for more of the mindset, methodology, and tools you'll need to invest in foreclosures. Visit foreclosuredealscoach.com and text DEAL to get a list of foreclosures in your area.